and welcome to Grapple Games TV. This is Josh Fozzard, and we have a special 4th of July tournament for you. Drew Crawford-Wheeler and Josh Nelson made it to the top seats. Drew is playing a Boros burn deck, and Josh is playing Naya Hexproof. So this is definitely not the matchup that Drew would like to see, with all the burn spells in his hand, and Josh having all the creatures he can't target with them. Not to mention that the Hexproof deck does run a lot of life gain spells, like Unflinching Courage and the like. So Drew is going to have to play this pretty smart to have a chance. He lays down a Temple of Triumph, and then Josh lays down Temple of Plenty. Getting their scries out of the way. Looks like Drew just drew a Boros Charm. Lays down another Temple of Triumph, another scry. Leaves that one on top. Josh shocks in a Temple Garden and plays the Basara Tower Archer, a Hexproof with Reach, 2/1. Drew lays down the Sacred Foundry tapped. Passes turn. Drew just showed his hands full of skull cracks, which he'll definitely need in this matchup. Stomping Ground comes shocking in for Josh. Josh plays his Unflinching Courage, giving his Archer 2/2 Trample and Lifelink. So it's a 4/3 Drew skull cracks. So he still gets hit, but Josh doesn't gain any life. Drew's down to 16, Josh is at 13. Mutavault comes in for Drew, and he passes turn. Temple of Abandon gives Josh a scry. Josh plays out 2 Ethereal Armors, each getting a +1 for the number of enchantments. So right now he's got 3 total enchantments, so each of those is given +3. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, swinging in for 10. Another skull crack. So at least Drew's not blown out of the water with all the life gain. Plus a Boros Charm, bringing them both down to 6 life. Mountain comes in for Drew. Swings in with the Mutavault, bringing Josh down to 4. And it looks like in Drew's hand he's got a Searing Blood, which is definitely a dead card in this matchup. A Lightning Strike. And I can't quite see the other card, but at this point, yeah, Drew's just dead with the swing in from Josh. Yep, 10 damage coming in, life linked. Searing Blood, War Leader's Helix, and a Lightning Strike. Almost there if you had one more mana. Alright, so we're on to game 2. Drew leads off with the Mountain. Passes turn.
Why would you attack me?
Josh plays his Mana Confluence, Pain of Life, to produce a green mana, and brings out the Glade Cover Scout. 1/1 Hexproof for 1. Drew shocks Josh. End of his turn. Lays down a Mutavault and passes turn. Josh shocks in Stomping Ground. Pays a life with Mana Confluence to play Madcap skills. Swings in for 4 with his Madcap Glade Cover Scout. Drew Lightning Strikes Josh. 3 mana for Chandra's Phoenix, swinging in the air for 2. Looks like Josh is deliberating on what spell to cast. So he plays his Temple Garden, pays a life with Mana Confluence, play Chain to the Rocks, so he chains the Phoenix to his Stomping Grounds, and then plays a second Glade Cover Scout. Swings in for 4. Alright, a second Mutavault comes in for Drew. He activates 1 and swings in with it. Josh jumps with the Scout. Looks like Drew is missing that white mana for the War Leader's Helix. So a second Temple Garden comes in for Josh. So we got a Ethereal Armor, right now giving a +3, I think, because of Chain to the Rocks. Well, all the lands that are causing Josh to lose life, definitely a scary situation, although taking 1 to put on another Ethereal Armor is not so bad. So I think each of those is 4, 8, 11, 12 damage. So I think Drew should be dead, but I believe they forgot about the Chain to the Rocks counting as an enchantment. So, if Drew gets another land, he could swing him with both Mutavaults, bringing Josh down to 1. If he had a shock, they could do it. Don't see the shock. War Leader's Helix, missing the white. Looks like maybe a Skull Crack. I think a Skull Crack and a Mutavault swing would have done it. Josh plays out the Fiendslayer Paladin. can't be targeted by red or black spells. Life link, first strike. Drew chumps with 2 Mutavaults. So Drew decides to concede the match. Had a War Leader's Helix and Skullcrack in his hand. So definitely we had a couple misplays. I think a couple forgot to count the Chain of the Rocks, and then Drew could have swung in with the Mutavault and Skullcracked back for the win. So, but anyways, it was an interesting match. Definitely a hard match for Drew with the Hexproof creatures and the life gain. And then, of course, for Josh having to decide which lands he's going to take damage for going up against the burn. Lots of damage can come out of nowhere with that deck. So hopefully you enjoyed watching. If you did, like it, share it, leave comments below. And once again, this is Josh Foster with Grapple Games TV. We'll see you next time.